Hi, my name is Ruth. I just left Venus and I am here to share the lessons that I've learned from inner space in the hopes that we can all heal together through pleasure and play. And today I want to share my favorite ways of how I connect with my higher self. Now, the higher self the definition of higher self is a little tricky. Different people refer to it in different ways, but from here on out, I'm going to talk about how I define the higher self. And I like to take a playful view on it. Like I like to take a playful view on everything. And basically, I would say my higher self is me in the future. And let's break that down a little bit, because linear time, when we're talking about spiritual truths, like it just disintegrates, doesn't make any sense. So let's start with a common ground. Linear time does not exist. Everything is happening at the same time. Everything that will happen has already happened. Everything that has already happened will happen. The present is the only thing that we can be certain of, this now moment. Even when I say that now, it's like I sound crazy. I am crazy. It only makes sense when you're on drugs, but I'm not advocating for any illicit drug use, as a disclaimer. But yeah, time is happening at the same time. I like to think of it as a circle, and past lives are not past lives, they're more simultaneous lives. Visions I get from my future is more like things that can happen, like the potential can happen. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. But yeah, my higher self is she knows everything. My higher self has my highest good, our highest good in mind. And when she speaks to me through intuition, you could call it, I also like to call it my inner voice, like soul whispers. She knows the outcome of every decision, but it's tricky because she has to respect my free will. As a being incarnate here on the earth, we all have free will. That's like one of the rules that we agreed to when we came here. So we can't have extra or interdimensional being just telling us, okay, yeah, Ruth, just do this. Like if you do A, B, C, you can get to X, Y, Z. Like that's not fun. It's a game. It's not fun to get the cheat codes and just beat all the levels. It's interesting to add a little spice in there in the form of trials and tribulations and depression, and other not so good things. But I mean, I like to look at life through that lens. Like a lot of it sucks, but if you look at it as a game, it sucks a little less. But I digress. What was I talking about? So your higher self, my higher self, our higher self knows the end game, and my higher self is trying to ascend to the next level. She's trying to return to God, return to source, return to all that is, but she needs me to also, she's like pulling me along the soul evolution journey. It's like, just like, come, like you got to do this, but like free will again. She can't just say that. So I have discovered different ways, the best ways for me and her to communicate. And I say her, she doesn't have a gender, but it feels more personal when I say it's her, because like it's me and her are the same thing. But in my mind, it's more like a they. an it, a he, she. Yeah, so what else? Yeah, my higher self is just trying to help me. She's just trying to help me. And knowing that she existed has really changed my life. And yeah, I can't even go into all the ways. Maybe in later talks I will talk about that, but just knowing that there's somebody higher up, it just gives me a sense of peace and calm that somebody's looking out for me. So when I daydream, for example, or I get downloads, like random spurts of information throughout the day, dreams, like just random information, like that's her. And it's an art to kind of figure out what is ego talking and what is my higher self or intuition. And ego is just like, at least the voice of my ego is more like frazzled and frenzied and mostly out of fear, like, oh gosh, you gotta do this or else blah 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 happens, blah, you gotta do that, blah. And it's just like you feel that frenetic energy that doesn't feel good, and it's very dense, and it just doesn't feel good. My higher self, my intuition, is talking from a much calmer place. It's like she's sitting somewhere on her throne and is just like saying, hey Ruth. Not like a hey Ruth, not like casual like that, but I think of the High Priestess card in tarot. She's just sitting there, or the Empress, both of them. They're just sitting there on their thrones, their respective thrones, and they're just like, you want this free game or not? It's just like you have the power, or you have the choice to accept their help or not. They're not bothered, because at the end of the day, you're going to make it, you're going to evolve, like your soul is going to make it along its evolutionary journey, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many reincarnations or incarnations on this earth or other planets or other galaxies it takes, like it will make it. And your higher self just wants you to be happy. Your higher self is yourself. And let me say that again. Your higher self is yourself. And I know I said your higher self is you in the future, but that whole sentiment, that whole sentence collapses once you know that time doesn't exist. Linear time does not exist. Time is not a line, it's a circle. Yeah. I think I'll end it there. That's what I think my higher self is. She speaks to me through intuition, and in later talks I will talk about how my favorite ways to connect with her. And it's not just meditation, sitting meditation. It's more, I like more dynamic ways. That's just me, but yeah, this is just an intro to what I think my higher self is. So thank you so much for being here, for listening, for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.